So we will now go to water pollution cleanup. So once you have your dirty, nasty water, you don't have to do who dirtied the water. You can make your own. We'll show you how, what goes into it. But water pollution cleanup kind of brings in this engineering idea of, I don't want to say budgets per se, but not over engineering and using kind of staying within a budget to solve a problem. So essentially, you've created dirty, acidic water. You create dirty, acidic water, and the goal is to find the most efficient way to clean up that water. Now, as it's written, it's a pretty open-ended activity. You can do things like you can set a budgetary constraint. As it's written, you only allow students to choose 2 different pollution cleanup methods. So I would advise having your patrons get into groups, maybe of 2 or 3, kind of solving and brainstorming a solution to this dirty water, and then moving forward with it. So our dirty water is just oil, vinegar, and a few coffee grounds. And we really want to kind of make acidic water to talk about how there's a chemical way to clean things up and there's a physical way to clean things up. So Kelly can attest this thing's pretty dirty. It kind of smells bad. But the first thing we're going to do is do a pH strip, or put a pH strip in there to figure out how acidic this water is. Now, if you've ever used a pH strip, they're really, really easy to use. You just dip and then you read. You compare the color to the color on the chart. They're about $5 for a big box of them on Amazon, or you could probably get them at Scientific Testing. So what are we looking at, Kelly? And what's the pH in that water?
I think we're looking at a 5.
Okay, so not so bad. I didn't put too much vinegar in there. So we have slightly acidic water. Normal pH is 7.
Exactly, yeah. 7, right? Dead in the middle, so it's a little bit acidic.
Yeah. So Kelly, in front of you, you have coffee filters, which I see that's a very high cost item. You have baking soda in a little bag, or in a little cup. We have dishwashing detergent. We have cotton balls. And are there any spoons up there?
There sure are. They're just camouflaged here.
All right, and 2 spoons. So I want you to think about, what do you think the most efficient way to clean up that water is going to be? There's coffee grounds, there's oil, there's vinegar, we know, because it's acidic.
Well, let's see. I see up there that there's many different options. Some of them look kind of pricey. And I'm thinking that cotton balls look really inexpensive. So I'm going to try a cotton ball.
Okay.
So I'm going to pour a little into a cup here.
And so, guys, of course, this activity could get a little messy. We are kind of doing ours in a self-contained, like Rubbermaid container.
I'll try to maybe pour it here. Just going to try this, see what happens. Looks like I might need a couple cotton balls. Good messy.
So Fiona, the goal is to get the pH back to a regular level, but really I'd say just to get the water as clean as possible. So whether you can efficiently remove the coffee grounds, or whether you can more efficiently remove the vinegar, it's kind of up to you.
And it's pretty clear to see, maybe not so clear on the webcam, but it is pretty clear in here that I still do have a little bit of oil left floating on the surface as a little oil slick. I've got some of the coffee grounds removed, so the cotton balls were helping, but I think I've got a little more cleanup to do. Brooks, do we have time for that cleanup, or should we?
Yeah, I think we can give it a couple more minutes. Heather's suggesting, what if you let it dribble through the cotton ball as if it was a funnel?
That's a great idea. Let me grab another cup here. We'll just, something like this maybe, or cotton balls in a cup, and I'm just going to pour this sludge right on top.
Yeah, and Jeffrey, we also have a link to it in the last slide. It's called Low Tech Water Filter for a High Impact Clean, I think is the full name. And so I'm not sure what that NASA activity is. I'm sure it's probably pretty similar. So either one of those would be another good alternative.
Yeah, absolutely. The Low Tech Water Filter for High Impact Clean is based on a NASA activity.
Oh.
So if you need the pedigree, it's there in the write-up.
Yeah.
And then this one's a little different take on it, since it's got like the pH strips in it. But similar idea of just trying to mess with these simple materials, really hands on, and trying to see what works the best. I tell you, it's smelling better over here.
It's good for our office mates.
That's right. And so maybe if I kind of squeeze out a little water here, that did help get rid of the oil. I still see a little bit of a shine on there that tells me there's still a little oil. I think we probably have to go ahead and go up to Jeffrey's suggestion there and get a really good filtration device to get the coffee filters out. But we're making progress on the oil.
Yeah.
And so I think I'm ready to go a little more expensive now.
Okay.
And I would like to try. We've tried kind of the physical removal. We're just using some cotton. And I'm gonna see what happens if I add a little bit of baking soda. And of course, it's not this simple out in nature to just add some baking soda and voila, it's clean. But this is mimicking how you might it goes fizzing a little bit. You might add something into the environment and one kind of chemical, and you need another kind of chemical in order to remove it. So this is just mimicking how that you can use different chemicals to neutralize that pollutant.
Right.
So now I'm ready at this stage. I've got this water, and I added my other chemical, very fancy stuff, that baking soda. And now I'm going to try another pH strip, and let's see what we get.
Guys, keep in mind, of course, baking soda and vinegar react, so you wouldn't want, you kind of want to regulate that a little bit. Maybe only give your patrons a small amount of baking soda, not to have a big volcanic-like explosion.
And that's another activity.
Yeah, it's another activity.
All right, but look we made some progress here as
well.
well.
Nice.
We've moved toward neutral. I think I might have overdone it a little bit. We're more towards 8, so we're a little bit on the basic side. But we could mess with our amounts a little bit and experiment on what would work. But we're heading in the right direction.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. So a fun activity that allows students to get a little dirty and realize that there's physical, chemical ways to clean things up. That engineering isn't, just only one way. That there's multiple ways to do things. So very nice. Okay, and then